वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपाम्बुधिर्यतमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. There's an expression in English saying a proverb say something called as it is better to light a candle. If anyone knows, then complete. It is better to light a candle than it is
Live in darkness.
it is much better to light a candle than live in darkness is very good attempt, very good attempt. Live in darkness or curse the darkness. It's much better to light a candle than curse the darkness. And we see how this shapes in with our this particular shloka. So we read again Nectar of Instruction text 5 yesterday, and we continue our study of Nectar of Instruction text 5. We'll do the remainder of the purport, whatever was left, say, and we'll try to see. And now, let's see how this expression, this saying, this thought ties in. And some of the expressions, some of the sayings, now worldwide, some Chinese proverbs, they're very good. Um, some English sayings are also not bad, or yeah, they also come out to be good. Then each culture and all, there's some sayings, say, worked out by philosophical wise people, and they fit in the society nice. So it is much better to light a candle than curse the darkness. To blame someone is very easy, na? To blame someone, to point finger at someone, to curse someone, huh? To find fault with someone, to criticize someone, all this easy. How much easy is it to blame myself? How much easy is to criticize myself? Say how much easy is to find faults with myself? That also we do. That also we do. When our mind is really pulling us everywhere. So our mind gives us food to blame others, to criticize others, point fingers to others, and for ourselves as well. Oh, you are not good. You don't know this. You don't know that. Uh, and what sort of devotee are you? So many such things. So it is much better to light a candle than curse the darkness. And Krishna consciousness is this thing. It is not like neti neti or this is wrong, this is wrong. You know, this is sin, this is sin, this is no Krishna consciousness. When we go out in streets, doing Harinam book distribution, any preaching program for that matter, say one style of preaching we see in society in streets and all. What? Um, do not sin, something like that, right? And what? If you don't do this, you will burn in hell for eternity. Something like that, right? That believe in believe in God, say, otherwise burn in hell for eternity. All such things. But that is not at all the style of Krishna consciousness preaching. Krishna consciousness preaching is universal, it is open for everyone, very engaging, very involving, very encouraging. Krishna consciousness preaching is what? Do whatever you are doing, it's fine. We wouldn't ask anyone to stop, but start chanting. Do japa. And if one starts chanting, na, if one starts doing japa on beads, he wouldn't need much telling what to stop and what not to stop, or the encouragement and the inspiration, the motivation and the strength. huh? By doing japa, one gets so much strength that he can overcome many of the bad habits which we struggle with. And of course, we do not do japa to overcome bad habits. That's a byproduct or a side effect of doing japa. We do japa to attain the love of Krishna. We do japa to express our love to Krishna, uh, to experience that separation from Krishna, to express our desperation to see Krishna and furthermore. So this is the teachings of Rupa Goswami compiled and given to us, which fits in. It is much better to light a candle than curse the darkness. In Krishna consciousness, there is no room for cursing or blaming or conflicts, mm, or egoistic wars or anything. And it is always seeing the param drishtva nivartate, the higher state, the highest higher replacement, the higher good, the higher, the better and better. Mm. And when we are in touch with a higher vision, a better vision, a real goal and substantial aim and all, then we can let go of all other unwanted things and smaller visions and lower visions, lower attractions and whatnot. So with this aim, aspiration, prayer, mood, yearning, call, hopefully it becomes our desperation. In Krishna consciousness, advancement is what? See, take this as a question or a thought and see how it is. Advancement is in experience of separation from Krishna. Hmm. When we experience that how far, when one experiences how far one is from Krishna, actually he is very close to Krishna. That is the advancement. That how far am I from Krishna? And in societal sense, this is not the advancement. Societal sense is very gross, na? Like in the sense, how far are you from London to Glasgow, say? Huh? If someone says, well, I'm still 400 miles away from London, from reaching Glasgow, then he's far, and someone is 200 miles away, then he's halfway close, na? But in Krishna consciousness, the more one realizes how far off am I from Krishna, the much better placed position he is in. So, with this aim, aspiration, mood, yearning, longing, say desire, say attitude, that one day we experience separation from Krishna. We want that one day we experience this separation from Krishna. We continue our study of Nectar of Instruction. Text 5 is what we continue with today. कृष्णेति यस्य गिरितं मनसा ध्रियेत दीक्षास्ति चेत् प्रणतभिर्भजन्तम् ईशम् शुश्रूषया भजनविज्ञानमनन्यमन्य निन्दादिशून्यहृदयं निप्सितसङ्गलब्ध्या. Okay, Anuja, read translation.
One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, Diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others.
Okay, Harsha, read that purport, no? My first para, and then Nikhil can read the next para. Yes, one should not accept a spiritual master from here, Harsha, read. Hmm.
Yeah. One should not accept a spiritual master without following his instructions. Nor should one accept a spiritual master just to make a fashionable show of spiritual life. One must be jigyashu, very much inquisitive to learn from the bona fide spiritual master. The inquiries one makes should strictly pertain to transcendental science. Jigyashu Shreya Uttamam. The word Uttamam refers to that which is above material knowledge. Tama means the darkness of this material world, and Ut means transcendental. Generally, people are very interested in inquiring about mundane subject matters. But when one has lost such interest and is simply interested in transcendental subject matters, he is quite fit for being initiated. Himself become.
Hare Krishna. The chanting of the holy names of Krishna is so sublime that if one chants the Hare Krishna
He can
Mahamantra,
certainly.
Harsha, continue. I think there was some lag from your side on internet, I feel. Harsha, continue. Huh? You can. Hare Krishna, Harsha. Nikhil, did she read fully or what? Not sure. Was it she? He can certainly, or if she read.
like she read till this Madhyam Adhikari. I
Yeah,
think.
okay. Nikhil, continue the chanting of the holy name.
Yes, Prabhu. The chanting of the holy names of Krishna is so sublime that if one chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra offenselessly, carefully avoiding the 10 offenses, he can certainly be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no difference between the holy name of the Lord and the Lord Himself. One who has reached such an understanding should be very much respected by neophyte devotees. One should know for certain that without chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly, one cannot be a proper candidate for advancement in Krishna consciousness. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit, Madhya Lila 22.69, it is said, Yahar
Yahara.
Komal.
Mm-hmm.
No, bro, you say.
No, you read.
Yahar Komal Shraddha se Kanishta Jana Krame Krame Tenoho Bhakta Haibe Uttama.
Haribol. Okay, you read this para and then Pip can read from next paragraph. Huh?
Yes, bro. One whose faith is soft and pliable is called a neophyte. But by gradually following the process, he will rise to the platform of a first class devotee. Everyone begins his devotional life from the neophyte stage. But if one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of rounds of Harinam, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, Uttam Adhikari. The Krishna consciousness movement prescribes 16 rounds daily because people in the Western countries cannot concentrate for long periods while chanting on beads. Therefore, the minimum number of rounds is prescribed. However, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that unless one chants at least 64 rounds of jap, 100,000 names, he is considered fallen, patit. According to his calculation, practically every one of us is fallen, but because we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all seriousness and without duplicity, we can expect the mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is famous as Patita Pavana, the deliverer of the fallen.
When Srila Satyaraj Khan, a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, asked the Lord how a Vaishnav could be recognized, the Lord replied, Kabu kahi yanra muke shuke ekabara. Krishna nama se puja shreshta sabakara. If one hears a person say even once the word Krishna, that person should be accepted as the best man out of the common group. This is from C.C. Madhya, 15:106. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, Ataiva yanramuke eka Krishna nama, sayeta Vaishnava kariha, tanhara samana. One who is interested in chanting the holy name of Krishna, or who by practice likes to chant Krishna's names, should be accepted as a Vaishnav and offered respects as such, at least within one's mind. C.C. Madhya Lila, 15:111. One of our friends, a famous English musician, has become attracted to chanting the holy names of Krishna, and even in his record, he has several times mentioned the holy names of Krishna. At his home, he offers respect to pictures of Krishna and also to the preachers of Krishna consciousness. In all regards, he has a very high estimation for Krishna's name and Krishna's activities. Therefore, we offer respects to him without reservation, for we are actually seeing that this gentleman is advancing gradually in Krishna consciousness. Such a person should always be shown respect. The conclusion is that anyone who is trying to advance in Krishna consciousness by regularly chanting the holy name should always be respected by Vaishnavas. On the other hand, we have witnessed that some of our contemporaries, who are supposed to be great preachers, have gradually fallen into the material conception of life because they have failed to chant the holy name of the Lord.
While giving instructions to Santana Goswami, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu divided devotional service into 3 categories.
Shastra yukti nahi jane trida shraddhavan madhyam adhikari se mahabhagyavan.
A person whose conclusive knowledge of the satras is not very strong, but who has developed firm faith in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and who is also undeterred in the execution of his prescribed devotional service, should be considered a Madhyama Adhikari. Such a person is very fortunate. A Madhyama Adhikari is a Shraddhavan, a staunchly faithful person, and he is actually a candidate for further advancement in devotional service. Therefore, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said,
Shraddhavana jana hoy bhakti adhikari uttama madhyama kanishta shraddha anusari.
one becomes qualified as a devotee on the elementary platform, the intermediate platform, and the highest platform of devotional service according to the development of the Shraddha faith. Again, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said,
Shraddha sabde vishwas kahe sudrida nishchaye Krishne bhakti kaile sarva karma krita hoye.
by rendering transcendental service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. This confident, firm faith favorable to the discharge of devotional service is called Shraddha. Shraddha, faith in Krishna, is the beginning of the Krishna consciousness. Faith means strong faith. The words of the Bhagavad Gita are authoritative instructions for faithful men, and whatever Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, it is to be accepted as it is, without interpretation. This was the way Arjuna accepted Bhagavad Gita. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna told Krishna, Sarvam etad ritamanyeyan mam vadasi keshava. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. This is the This is the correct way of understanding Bhagavad Gita, and this is called Shraddha. It is not that one accepts a portion of Bhagavad Gita according to his own whimsical interpretations and then rejects another portion. This is not Shraddha. Shraddha means accepting the instructions of Bhagavad Gita in their totality, especially the last instructions, Sarva Dharman Paritayaya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. When one becomes completely faithful in regard to this instruction, one's strong faith becomes the basis for advancing in spiritual life. There's like another.
When one fully engages in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he gradually realizes his own spiritual identity. Unless one faithfully chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Krishna does not reveal himself. Sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spuratyada. Bhaktirasamrita Sindhu 12234. We cannot realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead by any artificial means. We must engage faithfully in the service of the Lord. Such service begins with the tongue, Sevan mukhi hi jivado, which means that we should always chant the holy names of the Lord and accept Krishna Prasad. We should not chant or accept anything else. When this process is faithfully followed, the Supreme Lord reveals himself to the devotee. When a person realizes himself to be an eternal servitor of Krishna, he loses interest in everything but Krishna's service. Always thinking of Krishna, devising means by which to spread the holy name of Krishna, he understands that his only business is in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Such a person is to be recognized as an Uttama Adhikari, and his association should be immediately accepted according to the six processes, Dadati, Prati, Grinati, etc. Indeed, the advanced Uttama Adhikari, Vaishnav devotee, should be accepted as a spiritual master. Everything one possesses should be offered to him, for it is enjoined that one should deliver whatever he has to the spiritual master. The brahmachari in particular is supposed to beg alms from others and offer them to the spiritual master. However, one should not imitate the behavior of an advanced devotee or a Mahabhagavat without being self-realized, for by such imitation, one will eventually become degraded. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advises the devotee to be intelligent enough to distinguish between the Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyamakari, and Uttama Adhikari. The devotee should also know his own position and should not try to imitate a devotee situated on a higher platform. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given some practical hints to the effect that an Uttama Adhikari Vaishnav can be recognized by his ability to convert many fallen souls to Vaishnavism. One should not become a spiritual master unless he has attained the platform of Uttama Adhikari. A neophyte Vaishnav or a Vaishnav situated on the intermediate platform can also accept disciples, but such disciples must be on the same platform, and it should be understood that they cannot advance very well toward the ultimate goal of life under his insufficient guidance. Therefore, a disciple should be careful to accept an Uttama Adhikari as a spiritual master.
Just translating. Nikhil, read translation.
Hare Krishna. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone a spiritual initiation, Diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others.
Haribo! Wow, very powerful instruction. Na? This thing, this ability to not criticize others is huge. So, it is much better to light a candle than curse the darkness. Na? It is much better maybe to criticize oneself than criticizing others. Um, you know, anger is such a thing. It's like anger is like we giving out poison, or we when we speak, it's like we taking in poison and we expecting that the other person will die of it or get harmed by it. You know? And even academic science has shown when people get angry, na, their blood pressure and their bodily status changes, and it doesn't keep them in a good health and mood. And all this, na, one thing is this expectations, everything, expectations or frustration of what desires, some desires not being fulfilled, some expectations not met, make us angry. Huh? And this is why in Krishna consciousness, until and unless we are satisfied, we cannot move ahead. We have to be satisfied with whatever comes in life, whatever is there in life. We cannot move any further until and unless we are satisfied with the current situation, until and unless we accept the current situation. So a bit like on this, it is much better to light a candle than cause the darkness or to criticize someone. Um, and we were seeing this in the morning class. Adokshaya Prabhu was mentioning. Uh, what? So there's a pitch dark room, a very dark place, cave, or very dark place, extremely dark place. And if you light a candle there, then it can illuminate up to 12 miles. They say fascinating, isn't it? You light a candle in an extremely dark place, it can illuminate up to 12 miles. Like on this light and things, one of the saints in Vrindavan, a Muslim saint actually, he made a prayer to Krishna. He said, what did he say to Krishna? He said, "What, Krishna? We know you are very mischievous or naughty, or you are looking for a shelter because you have done something wrong, or you have done some play thing which will upset your mother, and now you are looking for a shelter. You are running for a place wherein you can go and hide yourself so that your mother cannot see you. Hmm? And you are needing a secret, private, a dark place wherein you can go. So Krishna, come in my heart. My heart is very dark. Mm. My heart is very dark. Enter my heart or come in my heart and take shelter in my heart. Your mom won't find you. Well, this is the prayer of one of the Vaishnava saint, Muslim Vaishnava saint. And of course, his heart is very soft and sublime. But this is humility. In humility, one feels that I'm anything but pure. In only a humble person feels that I'm anything but pure, or I'm anything but Krishna conscious. And a puffed up pride person will feel what, that yes, I'm Krishna conscious. This is a very strong and very thick, not just fine, a very broad difference between someone practicing religion and someone practicing Krishna consciousness. A pious religious person, na, normally speaking, church going, mosque going, temple going, and all, that yes, I'm a good man, I'm a good, pious person. I go pray, I pray before I eat. Even though I could be eating meat, but still I pray before I eat. And I pray, I worship, I read some scripture, and I give some donation and do this. So, and with this religion comes a mood of what, that yes, I'm a good person, and I'm better than others. This sense comes about with religion. I'm better than others. And with Krishna consciousness, this sense should never come about that I'm better than others. If I truly, genuinely consider myself that I'm no better than others, how can I criticize someone? Uh, And criticism can be done by whom? By Guru Maharaj, no? By spiritual master, by authority, by someone. And if we are in a position like someone is could be a mother, say someone could be mother and devotee, and she has children. Now, does it mean she does not criticize or discipline the child? She should discipline the child, and wherever kind of criticize, as in help the child understand the fault, so that the child can grow. But in that criticism, there should not be malice. There should not be hatred involved, envy involved. There should not be jealousy involved. There should not definitely be a sense of superiority involved, that I am better than you. I know more than you. I am advanced than you. There should not be any of such thing. This is why who can be uncriticizing if we can. I love this quality. I don't have it. One day I pray by blessings of Vaishnavas if I can attain some bit of this unassuming personality. If one can be unassuming. What Anisha said something, right? Unassuming what it means. Pip said something yesterday. What did you say, Pip? Unassuming. This quality. Hmm? Yeah. So assuming is when you say one who easily get irritated by others. Maybe we can call it assuming or not, don't know. But unassuming in my little head, and I may not be putting it nicely, unassuming is someone who does not rank the other person, someone who does not judge the other person, someone who is very calm, sober, one who sees the soul, not the body, one who sees the potential hmm, in the person, not his, one who does not see his current status, say, or even his past. That what was his past like? Oh, such a he comes from a bit of a dark past, a bit of a rough past, a bit of a colorful past. No, and one who does not, based on his current standing, does not put him any down, but one who sees the potential that yes, wow, someone in a human form of life, and well, someone born human is intelligent a bit. We must give him or her that much of credit. Then someone is interested in Krishna consciousness is definitely intelligent. Someone associating with devotees, spending time with devotees, coming to temple. So someone say many temples, na, they accept like help and volunteers say. So someone coming to volunteer in some Hare Krishna event festival for a week, 2 weeks, or a month, it's very good, appreciated. And alongside volunteering, someone coming to temple programs is even much better. Very, very good. Uh, Unassuming is someone who is again not judging, not ranking. We love to rank, na? Like, okay, how much he must be earning, he must be earning this much, uh, and all these things. So, unassuming, one who does not rank like this, one who does not take material considerations, one who does not see material qualifications, one who can penetrate all this material covering and look into the soul proper, the potential of the soul proper. And in that, one who makes room for time, place, circumstance, consideration, or how to navigate. You see, life, human life, it gives us an opportunity how to navigate in this human form of life. Navigate meaning from our current standing, our current position, situation, wherever we are, we have to transcendentalize it. We have to make it eternalize it. Huh? Our current temporary situation, we have to make it to a eternal state. And you know, when one starts practicing Krishna consciousness, the past can hold no relevance. It's not like the past will hold no relevance. Past will hold a relevance, but based on my attitude and my practice, The past can hold no relevance. The past need not have any strong relevance in shaping up my future. We heard this. How does it go? It goes both ways, but let me know which is the most spoken way. Say every no. How do you say? Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. Is that how it is said? Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. Saint has a past means okay, in the past he was not a saint, but now he is a saint. And sinner has a future meaning he has sinned, so he has to go through the consequences of it. So the future is waiting. Or another could also be, this is I believe also fair to say, every saint has a future. His past could be whatever, but he has a future. Every sinner has a past. Huh? Thing is realizing the current situation or the present situation. A question: what separates past from the future? The present. The present moment is what separates the future from the past. Huh? Present. So previously one could be a sinner, say, but if he has protected his present moment, there's nothing stopping him from becoming a saint. Nothing stopping him. Huh? And previously one could be a saint, say, but if he does not still continue, if he does not protect his present moment, then he could be losing it all. Huh? So what matters is now. Protecting our present moment. And this is what a pure devotee he sees that presently, wow, he has come to temple or he has come to his reading, chanting, or he's come to devotees and all. So he sees that present thing and what potential and what future lies for him. What great future lies for him. So we must give everyone the fair share, the fair credit, say. We should never underestimate someone or undermine someone or underrate someone. No. For ourselves, we may have some doubts with ourselves, but with others, we should be very encouraging, very motivating. This in Sanskrit, they say in general sense, what vachanam kim daridrata. Vachanam kim daridrata. Vachanam means to speak. In speak, why one should hold back? As in, why should be one miser in speaking? One should speak generously. One should speak good, one should speak generously. One should not be speaking. Of course, we shouldn't be speaking offending. We can speak strong. We are okay to speak strong. Uh, we can speak a bit cutting also. But we should not speak insulting. We should not speak offending. We should not speak harsh to someone. And this, when we feel in devotee association, wow, what is the sign of someone who is genuine? One who is accepting rather than not judging. Yeah. Where there's a very, these are very rare people who accept and not judge. Again, accepting doesn't mean that, okay, we take on board whatever wrong or bad you are bringing or whatever wrong you are or bad you are carrying, so whatever lower or unwanted sin. Acceptance doesn't mean that. Yes, we accept to begin with, then make a change, uh, make a some correction, some Krishna consciousness lifestyle changes is needed, of course. Sleeping time, waking up time has to be seen. Everything, na? Eating, so much so dressing, listening to what music. What we listen influences our consciousness definitely. Huh? What we eat influences our consciousness. The company we keep influences our consciousness. Also, like say dressing now, all these things they influence our consciousness. What we watch on YouTube, television, and social media, very influencing. No? So Krishna consciousness requires lifestyle change, definitely. Uh, it requires some balance, some discipline for sure, And furthermore, then when we make some lifestyle change or when we allow for japa in our life, then there will be room for furthermore. And this critiques, na, mind, as we were discussing yesterday, na, mind is an unemployed critic. That's mind. You don't pay mind any penny, any money, we don't employ it, but still it is like unemployed critic. And mind, with mind, what does mind need? Mind needs engagement. Give good engagement to the mind. When the mind is nicely engaged, then it will be fine. And this is mind is looking for this Krishna consciousness engagement. When we find Krishna consciousness engagement, we can be very peaceful. And again, as yesterday we were discussing now, if a person can be engaged in playing a fascinating game of, say, Ludo or Snake and Ladder, and gets so much caught up in it that he would like to play day in, day out, then surely that person can do japa as well. Easily. Easy. Uh, Anyone and everyone can do japa. Okay, on this note, maybe I'll take a pause if there is any thoughts, questions, comments, or any clarification. Yeah.
Mm. Hare Krishna. Um, on the topic of criticizing, then Srila Prabhupada has written in the Bhagavad Gita, one of the purports, to call a thief is not fault finding. Um, Maybe could you expand on this, please?
Nikhil, did you hear the question?
Yes, Prabhu, I heard the question.
Mm. Prabhupada says this, I believe, in 1715, Bhagavad Gita 1715, in the purport. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. Uh, Tapasvada is something chevaka. And for speech, the austerity of the speech, na? Uh, so, yeah, to call a thief is not wrong, na? It's not like fault finding. Something on those lines. To be call a thief is we are helping him to understand his current situation and bring about a revolution, a change. Hmm. So it's not like criticizing, it is bringing the reality, speaking the reality. But it should be with a tone of wherein we are trying to help the person, wherein we can help the person, and we are not trying to insult or put him down. That does not give any license na, to us that we insult someone, we hurt someone, we put someone down. See, to call a thief, he may not get that much insulted. But to call a person, oh, you're so fat, to call someone fat, eh, and the person could be fat, say, but to call him fat, people get very offended. Na? If someone could be heavy, bulky, na, a bit, hmm, say fat, and you tell him or her, a fat lady or a fat man, people get very offended. We carry deep, heavily bodily identity, and we get very offended easily. So delicate we are, na, that our ego easily gets crushed. Very heavily delicate. So it is not wrong to call a thief a thief. Depends like how are we helping him? What is our motivation, intention? If we can somehow help him. See, a shake-up is needed in life, na? Unless a shake-up comes, we are so lazy and perhaps a bit crazy as well that we don't want to bring any change in our life. Until and unless a shake-up comes. It's only many people wake only when they are shaken up. They wake up then only when they are heavily shaken up, and some don't even wake up even if they are shaken up. Say, huh? So for us to wake up in Krishna consciousness or someone to wake up in Krishna consciousness, some push, some shaken up. So if someone is called that, where are you stuck? What are you doing? Just spoiling this human form of life. And look at your engagement. And is it making you any peaceful, any happy? then one can actually a bit see if he's a bit sincere, a bit intelligent, a bit wanting to improve, a bit wanting to grow in life. Otherwise, what help is there for him? And in Krishna consciousness, there is no room for flattery. Na? Flattery. What good has it got to do? Vedas they beat about the bush. Na? Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita 242 and places. Na? Vedas they kind of beat about the bush or they help, but a bit say flattery and all. Huh? But in Krishna consciousness in Bhagavad Gita, there is no like flattery. There is no scope for it. It's like straight talk, but not like blunt or straight, honest, simple, something which is very inspiring. See, na, Krishna slapping someone and Krishna carrying someone, both are very good. Both is his mercy. So Krishna speaking straight also and Krishna speaking soft also. Both is very helpful. Both is very not like say very helpful. Both is transcendental for the soul proper. Because Krishna is there, because Krishna is involved. So, pain in Krishna consciousness is also joyous. Pain, suffering in Krishna consciousness can also be joyous or is also joyous. But pain and suffering in material sense is no joy. Even happiness in material sense is also no joy. Hmm? But in Krishna consciousness, be it suffering, separation is also tremendously joyous, and being in company of Krishna, of course, is joyous. And Krishna consciousness, in one sentence, to say is what? To unite the divine couple. That is Krishna consciousness. Radha Krishna, na? To make them come together, say, to do arrangements for them to come together. And Radha Krishna, they are never separate. In spirit, of course, they are never separate. But Yog Maya arranges this that they are separate. And how do we unite them now? And this is Acharyas, Vrinda Devi, everyone facilitating the pastime, the internal loving pastime of Radha Krishna, so that they can come together. And we can also play a role in this. Imagine we are so blessed that we have an opportunity to help God. Look, huh? The world asks what God help me. And practicing Krishna consciousness, we can help God. We can help Krishna meet Radha. We can help Radharani meet Krishna. So Krishna consciousness is a different trajectory. In societal or in general religious view is what? God Father, na Heavenly Father. And in Krishna consciousness, you can become God's Father. One can become God's Father, God's Father. One can discipline Krishna. One can control Krishna. And this is no joke. See, I'll say this thing in Hindi and let's see if it comes in English also. There's Nikhil, you say what does this mean? There's one thing as Manoranjan,
Entertainment.
entertainment. So one thing is entertainment called as Manoranjan. You know, we sing the Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Huh? How does it go then? Um, before Yamuna Tira, so Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. यशोदा नंदन ब्रजजन रंजना है ना रंजना so manoranjan brajajana ranjana ranjan means you know people what does it mean in the song Renas yashoda nandana brajajana ranjana huh? Yeah, ranjan means giving pleasure. Hmm. So entertainment, a pleasure. Hmm. That so manoranjan means something that gives entertainment to the mind, to the heart. Very relaxing, very entertaining. Now, Krishna consciousness. This is a question. Okay, before I ask, one thing is manoranjan. Another thing is something called as manobhanjan. So, Nikhil, Harsha, Anuja, maybe if you would like to share, what does manobhanjan mean? Manobhanjan is something to
Disruptive
shake.
or
Hmm?
something disruptive or like bhanjan, bhang.
Yeah, disruptive, but in a very positive state, not in a negative state. So, Manobhanjan. Bhanjan means something, Manobhanjan, something that shakes up altogether, shakes us up altogether, but in a Krishna conscious sense. Something that, wow, you know, many people, they don't know that soul, the difference between body and soul. And this is in millions. People don't know the difference between body and soul. Many people don't understand reincarnation. And for someone, it could be such a thing, oh wow, reincarnation exists, soul exists. Huh? Life continues after the passing of this body. There's something called as law of karma. These are big things for some or many. Na? So something like Manobhanjan, that which shakes up my thought process altogether. So, Krishna consciousness is not for entertainment, it is actually for deep contemplation. For it is not for manoranjan, it is for manobhanjan. Krishna consciousness for deep contemplation. uh, Something that actually Krishna consciousness should hit us on the face. It should. What does this expression mean? Hit us on the face, Adriana, you know? Yeah, something which I don't like, but it comes so heavy or strong on the face. I cannot avoid it. It like shows me the reality, shows me my own face, mm, brings to me the reality that and beginning of Krishna consciousness or practicing Krishna consciousness will come a stage wherein maybe I might be asking questions to myself. What am I doing? Where is my thought? Where is my vision? Where is my contemplation? Where am I thinking? Huh. It definitely Krishna, someone practicing Krishna consciousness in good association will become more inquisitive, will become more introspective, will become more contemplative, mm, will develop a higher vision, a bigger vision, a real vision. So Rupa Goswami in this instruction is instructing us how to associate and deal with devotees. Someone who has basic level of faith, we honor him from a distance. We need not be very close friends with him and spending time with him physically. Definitely no, because it is not good for the other person's faith and for our faith as well. Now, someone who is in the middle category, who has decent faith, who is taking initiation or preparing for initiation and engaging in devotional service, he knows that I am at wrong, but he is correcting, purifying himself. One is with low faith, he doesn't consider that I am wrong. Hmm. Eh, It's very hard to correct someone, one who does not consider that I am at fault. And he could be going temple, he could be believer going temple and all, but I see nothing wrong in me or no lifestyle change and all. So that is like low faith. Then medium faith, one who knows that yes, I am at wrong and I need correcting, I need improving. Mm. Uh, and pure faith, one who has got such strong faith in Krishna consciousness that he himself does not consider himself to be a devotee, but he takes others, everyone to be a devotee. That state we want to attain, that mood, that vision, that wow, everyone is so advanced. And there's one actually, one shloka in Chaitanya Chandrodaya, I believe, or we see in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and uh, Mahaprabhu's associate, dear associate of Mahaprabhu, says this, sings this one. Vanchito asmi, vanchito asmi, vanchito asmi, na sanshaya. Vanchito means deprived. हाँ, वंचितोऽस्मि 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 न संशय विश्वं गौररसे मग्नम् मम स्पर्शो अपि न भव. So the I am deprived, I am deprived, I am deprived, there is no doubt about it. that I am depriving myself or I have deprived myself from love of Krishna. The whole world is filled with Gaur Ras. The whole world is inundated. The whole world is immersed in the nectar of Mahaprabhu, in love of Mahaprabhu, in the blessing of Mahaprabhu. It is myself, me only, who has who has been deprived, or I myself am depriving myself. This position we must come to. We must hanker for this. We must pray for this sort of realization. You know, the society generally, what does it say? Why me? Huh? Why it has to be me? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do this? Why always me? Why me? And a devotee, his attitude should be what? Why not me? A much better attitude to carry. Na? And look, attitude changes so much. Na? If I start with this attitude, it's a why not me? Straight away, half of the battle is won. Na? If I come up with this attitude, why not me? Then okay, I've relaxed my mind altogether. Half of the battle is already won then. But if I always think, oh, why me, why me, why me, then I cannot move on in life. Every small thing or big thing, oh, why me? Why again me? Why is it, has it got to be me? Uh, but why not me? Then freeze gives such a good attitude that yes, why not me? Why not me? And how to come to this attitude? Japa is very powerful, immensely powerful for us to come to a position wherein we stop criticizing, we stop complaining, stop moaning, uh, and we become more acceptance. Japa is great. Japa is very, very powerful. Okay, let us see next text a bit. I don't think so. We'll be able to cover the next to the full, but whatever we can, unless anyone has any other thoughts, questions. Okay, Nikhil, yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So,
Mhm.
like, I have this question regarding uh, restriction and regulation.
Nice, very nice.
So, like, I think, like, how to practically learn ourselves not to restrict but regulate ourselves.
Mm.
Like,
Requires discipline, definitely. Requires practice, requires discipline. Lots of self education is required. Now we need to educate ourselves so much regularly, regularly. And we will fall on the in the journey, we will fall on the way and all, but we have to climb again, we have to get up again and move on, get up again and move on. Na? Uh, like we discussed now once, failure. Who is a failure? One who has stopped trying, one who has one who is not trying, one who is not again making efforts, he's a failure. Mm. So we will struggle. We might restrict. Now, how much can we restrict ourselves? Forcefully restricting. How long can we restrict ourselves? Na? Regulation is desired, but until mind and senses are controlled, we cannot be nicely regulated. Or regulated is that okay? Mind and senses being controlled. So practice is needed. Regular practice, detachment. Krishna says na in Bhagavad Gita. This is needed, but all this is something related with the mind and related with the intelligence. Some play with the mind, some play with the intelligence. That how can I come in a position where I'm nicely regulated. Hmm? I live a regulated life. All this in one shot can be cut off. One, okay, bring this shloka from Shrimad Bhagavatam 11:26-26. In one shot, we can be above regulation. What? 11:26-26, huh? Shrimad Bhagavatam. ततो दुसंगम उत्सृज्य सत्सु सज्जित बुद्धिमान. हाँ? ततो दुसंगम उत्सृज्य सत्सु सज्जित बुद्धिमान. संत एवश छिंदन्ति मनोव्यासंगम उक्ति भी. We all should memorize this shloka or read this or take this translation. Prabhupada's disciples did not give a purport in this. would have been fascinating purpose. So Nikhil, whenever you are ready, you can share this on screen. 11:26:26, and we may ask, don't know, maybe Hamira or someone if can read just the translation. Hamira is saying she can read translation. Okay, so when it comes on the screen, it's so Nikhil, are you able? Okay, so we'll request Hamira to read translation. Pip, can you pass the phone?
Just a translation. An intelligent person should should therefore reject all bad action and instead take action association. Sorry, bad association, and instead take up the association of saintly devotees, whose words cut off the excessive attachment of one's mind.
हरी बोल। एक बार रखना स्क्रीन में निखिल। Thank you, Amira, for reading translation. Beautiful. Tato du sangam utsirja. So, Nikhil, I hope this will answer your question. And furthermore, and the one short, one short solution, upay na, the one short solution is association of a pure devotee, association of a realized soul or an advanced devotee. That is what is going to lift us up. See, otherwise, we have so many questions with faith and practice. So many questions, na? Hmm. Just different varieties of question. The level is same. Huh? Just variety is different. Little bit of style or packaging is different, but our questions still remain the same. And the one short solution for all of this is us taking higher association, associating with realized people and leave Krishna consciousness. In societal sense also we see this like this, not someone working in a lab takes supervision from a senior lab person, someone working in a library takes supervision from a senior librarian, someone working in airport, so throughout. So higher association. Tato du sangam utsirjya. So this bad association has to be thrown away. Utsirjya na, फेंक देने का निकाल के पूरा. Tato do sangam, bad association has to be given up altogether. You know, there's another this English saying now. What does it say? One bad apples, something else, spoils the one a rotten apple spoils the lot. Okay, there's this English saying, a rotten apple spoils the lot, or something with fish as well. One bad fish spoils the tank. So uh, all bad association and instead take up the association of saintly devotees. Santa evasya chindanti mano vyasangam uktibi. What is the most powerful asset, tool, weapon of a saint? This is a question. Screen हटा सकते हो चलो निखिल. What
Wisdom.
is the most? Hmm?
Wisdom.
Wisdom is good, okay. Yeah, wisdom, sure, wisdom. The most powerful weapon, tool, asset of a saint is his speech. Na? His speech is full of wisdom, sure. His speech. When a saint speaks, na, then that revolution can come in our heart, in our consciousness. When a saint speaks, and when we can, all we need to do is listen. If we can just listen attentively, honestly, openness, yes, and not just listen whimsically and take in. Huh? When we listen genuinely and ask questions for enlightenment, for further understanding, and then associating with a saintly person will free us from restriction, regulation sort of thing. Hmm. Our conditioning is very deep rooted, na, heavily deep rooted. How much can we regulate ourselves, and for how long? How long, na? Prabhupada writes, Nikhil, read this later on. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text 34. परपट चलो स्क्रीन में लेके आओ परपट में एक सेंटेंस लिखते हैं प्रभुपाद that just regulation does not help. How much can one regulate? Like regulation in what? Drinking, alcohol and intoxication. Regulation in what? Sense gratification, partying or spending money or shopping. And all this regulation, how much can one regulate? And what does Prabhupada say? Even accidents happen on the royal road. Does it not? We see in a society like everything is very well proved, very planned nicely, but still accident happen. A person he may have so many passwords, locks, and things to keep his money protected, but yet someone comes and steals away. So the best way is again by becoming attached to Krishna, by becoming attached to a devotee of Krishna. When we develop our higher vision in Krishna consciousness, when we align ourselves with the highest vision in Krishna consciousness, then we can naturally regulate ourselves. Otherwise, our conditioning is very deep, very deep. इसके purport में जाओ. Somewhere in the purport check, there must be a Prabhupada writes here that even accidents happen even in Royal Road. And very, very nice purport Prabhupada gives here. ये रहा ना? See this line, and yet we should not rely upon the control of such allowances. One has to follow those rules and regulations unattached to them because practice of sense gratification under regulations may also lead one to go astray. As much as there is, देखा निखिल or Harsha
Yes, Prabhu.
Anuja if you can
Yes,
see,
Prabhu.
yeah, so read as much as.
As much as there is always the chance of an accident, even on the royal roads,
Hmm,
although they may be very carefully maintained. Is there an echo?
no.
Hmm. Although they may be very carefully maintained, no one can guarantee that there will be no danger even on the safest road. The sense enjoyment spirit has been current a very long, long time owing to material association. Therefore, in spite of regulated sense enjoyment, there is every chance of falling down. Therefore, any attachment for regulated sense
ठीक
enjoyment,
है निखिल I think accidents now on Royal Road. Uh, so with regulation, how much can we regulate and for how long, na? So that's fine. But somewhere when we take higher association, this is where then naturally we will regulate ourselves. We have to grow our mind and senses, na? Not just mind control and sense control. Krishna consciousness is not just controlling the mind and senses. To begin with, yoga means to begin with controlling mind and senses, but then we have to go beyond. Does this answer your question, Nikhil, somewhat?
yes, bro.
Okay. ठीक है, we maybe leave it here today. Tomorrow we continue, huh? Text 6 we'll see tomorrow, unless anyone has any other thoughts, questions, or comment. Yeah, Nikhil?
So, Prabhu, like I have this question, like, uh, what is the difference between the self-confidence and confidence? Like Atma Vishwas or Vishwas? इसमें क्या
ठीक है, for someone who is awakened, na, so the question is what is the difference between self-confidence and confidence? Na, good question. For someone who is awakened, someone who realizes I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. For him, self-confidence, confidence, same, na. In confidence, self is included only. Hmm. So as such, confidence, self-confidence, same. Be self-confident or be confident. Na? Confidence in the self. And whenever we say self also, it is never in isolation. Self always includes Krishna. We never live in isolation. Uh, we should always tell ourselves we are never alone. We are not alone. One could be again in lockdown or whatever situation, but one is never alone. Now this is to be realized that Krishna is with me or I am with Krishna, I am not alone. This one has to realize through the practice of Krishna consciousness. Through good japa, one will definitely realize. So confidence or self-confidence. Now confidence kiska? Whose confidence? Self's only, the person's confidence only, right? Uh, So someone like what is the definition of the self? Self meaning Atma, soul proper. Self meaning one who is Krishna's. That is the identity na, of the self say. Jivere Swarup hoy Krishna Nitya Das. Jeev is the self. Na? So confidence or self-confidence interchangeable or one and the same thing for someone who has realized, someone who understands. I'm not the body, the spirit, soul. Then it's the same thing. Confidence or self-confidence. But one who is deeply caught up in bodily identity, matter identity, nationalistic identity, and all, then okay, yes, self confidence, confidence, this thing. But there is no separation or no, it's same only. And our confidence is what? Our confidence is in Japa, the holy name of Krishna. That should be our confidence. Our confidence is what? Devotee association. That should be our confidence. Our confidence is Krishna. Our confidence is in Guru and Gaura. Ah, that faith is needed. See, faith is needed in the practice of Krishna consciousness to come in Krishna consciousness, and it is faith only which will help us attain Krishna. No doubt, not doubt. Doubt can be there along the way, okay, to begin with, but those doubts have to be cleared altogether. With doubt, we cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. It is through faith only. And faith is put into practice, applied by good devotee association, good intelligence. Spiritual intelligence is what we want to bring about. That will give us more faith. And throughout the practice, faith will be tested. Faith will be definitely tested. But in good association, we'll see our faith growing, growing and growing all the way to Krishna. Does that answer, Nikhil?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. ठीक है, we give it a rest here. We'll continue tomorrow. Text 6, we'll see. Huh? Thank you for your kind participation and encouragement. We meet up tomorrow. Hare Krishna.